There are two types of columns in the Grading Center: the basic column and the calculated column. The basic column is designed to input scores directly from either a user's test, assignment, or anything that has not been directly integrated through Blackboard. A calculated column is something that does background calculations to a set of data. The average column will determine the average over a set of different assignments for each individual student. A minimum maximum will do a similar aspect with the minimum and maximum scores per category selection of columns. A total column will determine the number of points earned over points possible for all assignments in its collection. A weighted column is the most commonly used to determine a final grade, taking scores from other categories and individual columns to weight to a certain percentage of a final grade. To create any column, click on the appropriate menu. Give the column its appropriate assignment name. For this, we will use quiz number 3. The Grade Center display name is an option that allows you to give it a second name for the Grade Center view only. Select your primary and secondary display options. For this example, we will show a percentage score with no secondary display. We recommend the use of categories for every item in the Grade Center, regardless of how large your spreadsheet is. For this, we will use the quiz category. And give it 10 points possible. The option to include this column in Grade Center calculations is critically important if you plan to include this in any part of the student's grades. If you have a column that is using a, say, weighted calculation and this column is part of it but it's selected to no, then it could alter the student's grade drastically. The second option is simply visibility for students, whether or not you wish for them to see it in their Grade Center view. Note that all instructor access will see this column regardless, given this option set to no. If you wish to show students the base statistics for each column item, then select the option Yes below. When you are done, click Submit at the bottom or top of the page on the right-hand side. Your assignment is created at the end of the Grade Center spreadsheet. For more advanced columns, the setup is very similar, with one major addition to it. While we still have a name, display categories, and the dates, in a weighted column we have to decide which columns and categories to select for our weights. The same goes for the total, max, min, and average columns. To select an individual column, choose it from the top left box and use the directional arrow to add it to the selected columns. To select a category, select it from the menu and use the appropriate arrow to add it to the selected columns. Enter your total percentage weights in the appropriate boxes. Please make sure that your total weight adds up to 100%, or else this could cause some catastrophic errors in the calculation. When you select categories, you're given additional options to determine how the grade should be processed. You have the option to drop the highest or lowest number of grades, to score it equally or proportionally, or to simply use the highest or lowest value of any set. The difference between equally and proportionally weighted grades is the total value which they take for their section. In a proportional grading scheme, an assignment with more points is given a greater percentage weight, whereas in an equally grading scheme, they are given equal amounts of percentage across all assignments regardless of total points possible. By default, all calculated columns operate as a running total, meaning all cells that do not have a grade value put in or are considered null are not included as part of the Grade Center calculations. It is critical to note that if a student earns 0 points on an assignment, a 0 should be entered in the Grade Center to prevent any confusion.